fashionistas out there, and welcome to Israel in Style, where every week we travel around Israel looking for the top Israeli designers to bring you guys the most amazing collections. So, what's better than buying a bag that you're absolutely obsessed with, designing your own bag from start to finish? To become a designer yourself and create your dream product. That is what Makan Mole offers at their studio. But the best part about it, it's not just bags. And everything is made from leather. Take a look at our visit to the unique Makan Mole. We're standing here right now in Neve Tzedek in a store called Makan Mole, which allows each customer to become their own personal fashion designer. With one of the founders, Anat Ophir. Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
So tell us, what exactly is the concept of this store and how did it all get started?
Okay, so Makan Mole is a very unique brand because the founders are designers and we employ only designers here. So when a client enters Makan Mole space, he meets the designer and can see part of the design process. The concept is that Makan Mole employs designers from different fields of design. We have here fashion designers, an industrial designer, jewelry designer, and textile designer, and we all work together on each item. And each one of us coming with her point of view, professional knowledge.
So somebody walks in and they see the gallery, right? So you guys have pre-made items, bags, jewelries, jackets, all of those things. But if she wants it in a different color or something like that, you guys do that?
Yeah.
Now, you guys do that here?
Here. Yeah, if it's something small that she wants, like a color, different color, or to adjust the stripe, we can do it here. If she wants to design one-of-a-kind item, so we help her to design and to choose the color, and we can tell her what she needs and what fits for her body. And it takes something about 30 days to make, but she gets one-of-a-kind.
So she gets one-of-a-kind piece at the end of the month.
Yeah. And for example, if she's ordering a jacket, she can see it first from cotton. And then she approves the model. Then we do the final product.
When you first started this this brand, this company, why did you feel it was so important for the fashion industry here in Israel?
Actually, when we graduated the academy, we had two options. One is to work in one of the big fashion brands here in Israel. But in this method, we don't need so many designers, and they're not producing it in Israel at all. So the influence of the designer on the design process is very minimal.
Very little, right?
Yeah. And the other options was to start our own business, independent brand. We first started from home. Then we moved to a small studio because we wanted to examine the market. And then after a few years, we realized that the right way to do it is in a group. So you guys realized that it was more beneficial for you and for the customer when there was different points of views from different design fields. Exactly.
So why don't we go check out the studio and meet some of the designers?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so that's the studio. Here it's where it all happens.
The magic.
The magic, yeah. Sharon, she's a textile designer, and Noga, industrial designer.
Hi. All right, so let's take a seat and get started. So Sharon here is the textile designer here in Makan Mole. So what as a textile designer do you bring to the company, and what are you working on right now?
Well, I think textile designer usually work from the material and then they think about the product. So I'm working on an earring that it's a development, it's textile development in leather. It used to be flat, the leather, like this. And then it becomes three-dimensional like this.
So the jewelry is made here, designed here in the studio?
Everything here in the studio, everything is handmade, all the jewelry, and we can make it by custom made.
And Noga here is our industrial designer, right? And so what, as an industrial designer, do you bring to the company, and what are you working on right now?
Well, I think as an industrial designer, we have a different way of thinking about, design process and manufacturing process. While a jewelry designer or a textile designer usually thinks about details and very fine craftsmanship, as industrial designer, we tend to think of the bigger picture. And even though we're making small, one-of-a-kind, unique handmade pieces, we do think about how all the other designers will be able to participate, how we're going to be able to make it something that every girl that comes in will learn from it and will be able to manufacture it. Because it is still a manufacturing process, even though it's a small scale and a very, very unique one. And I do believe that this is something that comes from the industrial design world. Right now I'm working on a braided bracelet, which is composed from stripes of leather in different colors and integrated with, metal chains. You never come in and say, oh, well, I'll make the same bracelet again. Okay, it's never mundane. It's never mundane. It's never boring, because every time you design something new, even though you made it 1,000 times before.
So I walk into the store and I'm looking to design my own jacket. Where do we get started and how does it work?
Well, first of all, you go into the store and you see if there's any jacket that you like, or like if you want to change it a little bit. And then we measure you and we see, we design together the product.
Okay.
And then after we measure you, we make a sample, like this one, a sample from fabric, and then you try it on. You see if the size is good and it fits well. And then you choose the color of the leather and we just make it for you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So let's get measuring.
Yeah, we can just start measuring.
Let's do it.
Well, the first thing we're going to measure is circumference. We start with the bust,
Okay.
Usually the largest measurement, and really, really important to see how the jacket sits on you and fits you. Then we'll do the waist,
Okay.
and the hips,
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that's where we start.
Yeah. The next thing we're going to measure is length, to make sure, once again, that everything is perfectly for you. Start with the length of the back, Then we do the front length.
So it's really tailoring to your own personal body.
Yes, it really is,
Never been tailored. I've never been tailored or measured like this before.
See, right now, we do the circumference of your arm and the length of your arm, different places on the top of the shoulder, around the wrist, around the elbow.
Things you don't even think about.
Yeah, we do the diagonal length, It helps a lot of things, especially when you have an asymmetrical pattern.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we did the measurements, and then after the measurements, what do you guys do?
Well, once we did the measurements and we realize what kind of style you want, we create a prototype.
Okay.
It's made by a pattern according to your measurements, but it's made out of cotton.
Okay.
Over here we have a sample of
A jacket.
a jacket, prototype in cotton. We made it so you'll be able to try it on to see if it really fits, if everything is exactly the way you wanted it.
So these are the jackets. We talked about the jewelry. Let's go see the bags. Yeah. So let's move on to where the leathers actually come from, which is over there.
Over there.
Thanks. So Anat, we have seen all of your amazing designs, your jewelry, your jackets, your bags. Where exactly is your material from? Where do you guys get the leathers?
We get the leather for local suppliers, but it comes from Italy.
Okay.
We don't use exotic leather at all.
At all.
Only buy products from the food industry.
So for the viewers here that want to purchase your designs, where can they find you guys?
Okay, so we have 2 studio stores in Israel.
Okay.
One in Tel Aviv, Neve Tzedek, Shabazi, and one in Jerusalem, Shlom Zion HaMalka. It's close to Mamila Mall, City
Okay.
Center. And we do have an online shop, so you can...
And you guys have worldwide shipping?
worldwide.
Amazing. So all of us can be a part of Makan Mole's store. Amazing. Thanks so much. These types of stores are a rare find these days. With all the big fashion brands mass producing, you see very little studios offering their clients the chance to design and produce their very own product. Well done, Makan Mole. You will be seeing me in your studios very soon. So for those viewers who are regulars here on Israel in Style, you guys remember our fabulous interview a few weeks ago with the amazing couple that designed the hot crown jewelry. But what I did promise you is that we would go to their studios and see exactly how their jewelry is made by hand. So take a look at our visit once again with the hot crown team. A few weeks ago, we met the amazing couple that designs the hot crown jewelry. But what we told you we were gonna do is show you where and how their jewelry is designed and produced. So inside here is where all their jewelry, all their recycled gold, all of their amazing stories are in there and being created right now. Let's go check it out. So we're here right now in the studio with Ginat, one out of the two designers of Hot Crown, if you guys don't remember. So last time we were in your store, your stunning store. We saw all your jewelry that was already made, and we talked about how your goldsmiths are here in Israel. You produce everything here in Israel. Feminine goldsmiths, all girls.
All girls.
So what are you guys gonna show us here today? What are we gonna be seeing a little bit of?
So I'm very happy I came today because the girls are working on very special things today.
Okay.
Adi is working on a really, really interesting story. One of our customers gave us an old ring of her mother, and she asked us if we can make something new for her from the old ring. Some people has lots of jewelry in their closets and they don't use it because they don't like the design, or sometimes it doesn't fit them. So it's really nice to take it and to refresh a little bit your jewelry box. So what we do is taking the old jewelry, melt down the gold, take out the diamonds, and then we create a new ring, new jewelry, okay? It could be whatever they want. But the thing is, which is more very exciting for me, is basically to take the old diamonds, the diamonds that were your mother's, your grandmother's, and then you can set them in the new jewelry. I mean, this is really exciting and very emotional for me because you can see how the generation just like upgrading themselves.
So what is she doing over here?
So Adi basically is just doing the filing right now of the upper surface of the ring with some polishing paper. It's a very, very delicate and accurate work. She needs to be very concentrated. She's making the surface of the ring ready for polishing, basically.
This is another way of filing the jewelry. What Kermit is doing is another type of brushing and polishing the ring. She needs to be very careful not to make the jewelry too thin or too shiny. It needs to be in the specific texture that we want. Before we put the diamonds in, we want to make sure that the jewelry is really, really clean. So we're gonna put this there. So this high pressed air makes it super, super clean and ready for the setting. It has to be perfect. When you create the jewelry, you want to, first of all, design it. What the designer had in mind needs to be reflected on the paper, so he has any guideline for the jewelry. So the first thing, he will choose the material of the jewelry. So here you can see it's 14 karat gold. It's a necklace. And then you have the pendant holder. It could be in any other shape, but the designer decide that this shape is the best shape, and that's what he had in mind. Every piece of thing here was chosen very carefully. And then after the pendant holder, there is the pendant. It's a whole world of its own. And the beginning of it, the continuously of the pendant, and then the end of it. Inside you have a whole harmony of the diamond setting. You have a tiny diamond here, a tiny diamond there, and then a big diamond in the middle. You can see that the designer wanted to have black diamonds, and the size of each diamond here, and the size of the central diamond. After that, he creates a name for the jewelry, and he has to sign on every design.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Everyone knows that. But what's more exciting than getting a diamond ring, seeing how a diamond ring is set and designed. So inside this extremely secret room is where all of Hot Crown's magic happens. Let's go check it out.
So basically, what he did right now was making the surface ready for the most important part of the setting, which is making the right size of the hole, and soon he will set the diamonds. Now he will know if he did a good job when the diamond was set perfectly.
So obviously, Ginat, I love your designs. I'm obsessed with them. Everyone loves them. There's no girl walking on the street in Tel Aviv without a Hot Crown jewelry. So we saw all your models there in the store, but if somebody wanted to come in and design their own, do you guys do that for them?
Yes, actually lots of customers sometimes like to enlarge the diamonds of our designs.
Okay.
Maybe to change the color of the stones, or maybe to change the color of the gold. Sometimes when we create, it's something that we saw in our imagination. Right. Okay, this is how we saw it, but we put the ego aside. There's nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
We are very happy to hear when sometimes a customer wants the diamond bigger or even smaller, maybe a different color, or the color of the gold. We do quite often engagement ring. I can say maybe once a day at least.
Well, thank you so much.
Very welcome. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Each and every piece of jewelry made by the Hot Crown goldsmiths takes time, concentration, and a lot of patience, and it can all be seen in their amazing quality. Hot Crown, you forever have my heart. Speaking of having my heart, summer is coming up, and there's nothing more that I love to do than beach days by the water, getting my tan on with a nice cold fruity cocktail. But the summer heat here in Tel Aviv can also be extremely brutal, especially for all you makeup lovers out there. But no worries, we have here in the studio makeup artist Sheldon Bruck, who will teach us how to take control of the summer heat. Yeah. Hi, Sheldon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so let's start off, first off, like summer heat, you've been here a while, you've been also in New York heat. What would you start off with, like a base makeup?
The key to like any makeup application this summer is you want to start off with a primer.
Okay.
Primers help create a barrier between your skin and the makeup. It also will help extend the longevity of your makeup. And different primers have also different things that they offer, like this one over here. It has like these gold flecks inside of it. Ooh. Yeah, I love this one. This is from YSL, and this is gonna help blur any fine lines, wrinkles. It's also gonna give a really nice glow to your skin. But if you're somebody who has more of like an oily skin, or you're worried about getting shiny, then this one by Hourglass is amazing. This one helps control any excess oil. It also has SPF 15, and it also is water resistant, so it's actually gonna help the makeup that goes on top of it be water resistant, so it's definitely gonna withstand all the heat and humidity.
The makeup's not coming off with this thing
Not coming off. It's literally, that's my favorite. And then also eyeshadow primer.
I did not know that was necessary.
It's so necessary. This one you put on your eyelids, you let it dry down, and it basically is gonna prevent your eyeshadow from creasing, and it's not gonna let your eyeshadow flake down or anything throughout the day. because no one wants to end up with like eyeshadow under their eyes.
No one wants that.
It's not that cute.
Exactly. It's not cute at all. Okay,
Exactly.
so what about, shiny skin? People get really oily in the summer with, the sun hitting on them and like the heat, obviously. What would you recommend for oily skin?
So if you have oily skin, you definitely want to set your foundation or concealer, whatever you use, with a setting powder, something like this. This is from Laura Mercier. It's like a yellow translucent powder.
Okay.
This one is going to really help set your makeup in place. It's like set it and forget it kind of thing.
Okay.
So this is going to take away any shine. It's going to set the makeup. It's going to also prevent any heat and humidity from breaking down the foundation and concealer. And then throughout the day, if you get oily at all, you can use an invisible blotting powder. This one's by Make It Up. It's like an indie brand that I'm obsessed with. And this one, basically, it's like a white translucent powder with a little puff.
Wow.
So yeah, it's amazing. And even though it's white, if you have like a medium, even like a darker skin tone, it won't show up white because it's very, very finely milled.
So you can wear it on your color, on your foundation, your bronzer, whatever it is you have, and you just like do that on your T-zone.
Yeah, so the difference between a blotting powder and a setting powder is a setting powder is going to be a little heavier. Blotting powders are more finely milled, so it's not going to cake up when you touch up throughout the day.
All right, perfect. Yeah. Okay, so what about 3 must-haves in your bag in the summer? The summer heat, like what would you really recommend to keep in your bag?
I would say 3 like must-haves, if you only could grab 3, would be a BB cream, something like this, which I'm obsessed with. And this one, a BB cream actually has primer built into it. And this one also has SPF 30, so you're getting your sunscreen, your primer, and your foundation, but it's not as heavy as a foundation, so it feels really light. A mascara, something like this one. And this one's actually blue, but you can use like a brown or a black. But this blue mascara with brown eyes actually looks amazing. I'm obsessed. And this one's waterproof, so I love it. So waterproof mascara is key. And then also a bronzer.
Okay.
Bronzer, obviously, you want to have that sun-kissed, very like beautiful, like summery glow. Those are 3 must-haves for sure.
Okay, perfect. So those are the 3 we must have in our bags.
Yeah.
So what are some differences between, summer makeups and winter makeups, or if there are differences?
Well, in the wintertime, it tends to be more of like a matte look. People like more matte skin. In the summer, you really want more of that glowy skin. You don't want anything as heavy. You want to avoid heavy foundation, heavy concealer. Like you want everything to be very light and very fresh.
Exactly.
You tend to go for like brighter colors, corals and pinks in the cheeks. As opposed to winter, you do more like deeper colors. You tend to go more for like the deeper burgundies and colors like that, where you, in the summertime, you want to go more light, more fresh, more bright.
So speaking of colors, what are the trends for summer 2017?
Well, for the cheeks, corals and pinks are super in. I love corals and pinks for the cheeks. Yeah, it just really like adds life to the face. It really makes you look fresh and awake. Color for the eyes is super in right now. A lot of people tend to get nervous when using color with their eyes, so a really easy way to do it, like colors, like right now blue eyeshadow is really in, so like I brought like so many different blue eyeshadows, I don't even know if you can see them all, but using, like you can keep your lid pretty simple, even put a little bit of bronzer into the crease, and then you just take a little bit of the eyeshadow and smudge it on the lower lashes, and it will give you that nice little pop of color without being, unwearable on a daily basis. Like it's a, you can wear it daily and you can still be fun for summer.
And still have that like color with you.
Exactly.
Okay, so are there any products, any makeup products that we should stay away from in the summer?
Yes, water-based products. Anything water-based, the second you start sweating or anything, it's gonna come right off. So any like eyeliners or like cake liners that are water-based, you wanna avoid those. For eyeliner mascara, you really wanna make sure to do waterproof. Like I said earlier, you don't want to do any heavy foundation or concealer, so using like a BB cream like this one, it's really going to help keep your skin light and fresh. Summer 2017 is really about the no makeup look when it comes to skin. Yeah, so the reason why I really like this is because it really evens out your skin tone. It moisturizes, it has SPF, but it's not heavy, it doesn't look heavy, you don't look like you're wearing foundation, it's really perfect for summer.
So light makeup, that's the trend, a little bit of blues, you gotta have your blotting pads. This is how we get away with summer here in Israel.
Totally. But you want to also keep that glow, so make sure your bronzer has a little bit of a sheen to it.
Exactly.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you, Sheldon, so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
And for all you ladies out there looking for one of the top makeup artists in Israel, you just met him. Okay, so this week's show was a bit more interactive. We brought you guys behind the scenes of some of the top fashion designers the Holy Land has to offer. Make sure to check out Makan Mole and learn all about how you could get started on your designing dreams. Hot Crown, of course, for all of your jewelry necessities, and our lovely Sheldon for any on-the-go summer makeup tips. That's all the time we have for today. If you missed any shows and want to catch up, go check us out on iltv.tv/Israel in Style. Thanks everyone for tuning in and have a fabulous week.